We got a lot of peppers and tomatoes. We're gonna cut these little tomatoes up and we're gonna slice them. We gotta get some of the water out, so I'm gonna roast them for a little while and try to squeeze the juice out. Otherwise you'll have tomato soup pie. We'll put a little salt. And black pepper. We're going to cook down some onions to go on the bottom of the pie. Sweet yellow onions from the garden also. On a 25-degree oven. I'm going to roast them. That's about all we'll cook the onions. We don't want them fully caramelized. We want a little bite to them. It tastes good. About a half a cup of plain breadcrumbs, and I added some Italian seasoning, probably about a teaspoon. All right, they roasted 15 minutes. We're gonna put them in a colander and squish some more liquid out of them. Smash the tomatoes down in the colander and you see all the liquid that's not gonna be in the pie. Let the onions drying out a little bit. I'm going to chop them up. I was told to make them a little finer for texture. To match the tomatoes, I got some basil I just picked from the garden. I have a couple pie crust. Pinch the edges. We poke the sides and bottoms with the fork. We're going to pre-cook these 450 degrees for 10 minutes. I'm trying to get a little cooked here so this doesn't get too mushy. Basil's chopped coarsely, onions chopped up a little more, tomatoes dry enough. Now I'm going to chop up some mozzarella, some kefir cheese, K-E-F-I-R. You can use sour cream or yogurt or something with a little bit of kick to it. I got the onions in here. I just want a little flavor onion. So even though they're sweet from the garden, I mean they taste delicious. Not quite like the Vidalia oven, but I'm just going to mix them in with the breadcrumbs a little bit. So I got the tomatoes on top of the onions and breadcrumbs. I have the basil on top of the tomatoes. That's going to cook down because I'm going to put the cheese on top of this. And I put just a little bit of Parmesan cheese on the top with a couple of fresh tomatoes for decoration. Let's bake them up. The recipe says cook these at 350 degrees for 35 to 45 minutes. But I pre-cooked the shell and I roasted tomatoes already, so I'm thinking 350, 30 minutes. Let's see what happens. There we go, finished. Ooh, that comes out beautifully. Let's cool off. Num num num. I'll put it in the microwave. 20 seconds, put some olive oil on it.